So today is Thursday, January 15th, and I'm here to give you your fishing report on Table Rock Lake. But before we get into the fishing report, today's going to be a lengthy video because I got a lot to cover. Did really good this week, and just want to make sure that you're prepared for this weekend and up and coming trips that you got going so that you can catch those big fish out there right now. So guys, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for liking and subscribing to the channel. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Couldn't do it without you. Second, Coy's Picks. Everyone that has subscribed to Coy's Picks, and if you're new to the channel and you don't know what Coy's Picks is a subscription box that I do every month with the baits that I use out there on Table Rock Lake and the surrounding lakes around here. If you don't know what to throw, subscribe to Coy's Picks and you will get all the baits that I throw, and all of them are great. I'm super excited about it. Our first box comes out February 1st. So thank you to all the people who bought the box and is going to get a subscription box every month. Got some awesome and great things coming for the 2026 season. Doing a lot more videos, doing a lot more on the water videos, doing lives on the water, and etc. Also going to start doing night reports for all the guys that are fishing night tournaments. And not only that, me and my buddy Mitch, we're probably going to do some lives on the water at night so that you can see how we're catching our bass, and super excited about that. I can't wait. I'm ready. We're going to start doing anywhere from 2 to 3 videos a week, just to give each and every one of you the scoop on what's going on Table Rock Lake. So thank you for liking the box. If you don't know how to get the box, go to my website. Go to hinesguideservice.com. Go down to shop Coy's Picks. It's really easy. You'll hit the link, you'll fill out all the stuff, and then you will be a subscriber, and every month it'll take the correct amount out of that. The box is $59.99. Guys, what you would buy at the tackle shop, if you were to buy those 5 to 6 baits that you're going to be getting every month, that's basically what you would be paying at the tackle shop for. I've done all the work. I've done all the research on the lake and done everything. You don't have to look no more. There's no more guessing to see what you're going to be throwing that day or how you're going to be doing it. It's really cool. So you'll be getting those baits that'll help you catch fish. Not only in the box, you will get a card of the lake. It's a map, and it's going to have the spots that I fished all through the month where I've caught all my fish. So you're going to get all my spots for subscribing to the box, and that's going to help you catch fish as well. Guys, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you catch more fish. That's what Jesus wants me to do, and that's what Jesus did. He helped a ton of people, and that's what I want to do. I want to help you just like Jesus has done. So thank you for all the likes and subscribes and all the subscribers. Like I said, I'm super grateful. Got a lot to cover today, so I hope you have a notepad. You're going to need them. Also going to get up on the deck and kind of show you where I've been, what to look for when you're throwing some of this stuff, so that'll help you out on the water. Okay, so let's get started. So this week, guys, the bite's been really great. I haven't caught like monster bags, but I've been catching nice fish. Those 2.5, 3.5 pounders. I know some people are catching 4s and 5s, but I'm here about catching more fish and for you guys, and if we get a quality fish, that's great. If I was to go around searching for big fish all the time, It's few far in between. You just got to come up on that spot to get those. But I do catch a lot of 3s, 3.5 pounders this week, and man, it was windy, it was tough, but yet it was fun. So this week I really targeted channel swings, a lot of timber. I got out in the middle of creeks in the channel. Just when I get out there in the channel, in a big creek arm or out on the main lake, I am looking for two things. I'm looking for bait, and I'm looking for one specific fish. Now, what do you mean by one specific fish? I'm usually, when there's bait and there's fish above the bait, or there's fish below the bait. The fish below the bait, they're very, very catchable. Like, they're down there feeding, they're looking up, and they're feeding and coming up. Those fish are generally really, really easy. But sometimes I'm out there on that main lake in the big channels and stuff like that, and I'm looking for one fish, and I'm usually panning around with my forward-facing sonar, looking for one specific fish, and that's usually in the 20 to 25 foot range out there, and he's just roaming. And I want to say about 80 to 90% of the time I can get those fish to bite. But when I'm doing that, I've got the trolling motor on 10, and I'm constantly roaming. Like, I can go for a mile or two, or half a mile before I even see one. You just got to be in the right area at the right time. But generally, I'm usually fishing below those balls of bait. How do I find those big balls of bait? I look for birds. I look for the white birds, the seagulls, and the bait thieves is what I call them. Loons, I guess, is what's the name of them is loons. I look for a lot of loons. I look for a lot of birds. And I put the trolling motor down, and I find those balls of bait. And then once I see the fish, they're generally down in the 50 to 60 foot range. If that's the case, and you're in a tournament, you need two things. You need a fizz needle. And we're also selling fin clips at Modern Outdoor Tackle. They just got a big shipment in of fin clips. They're awesome. I suggest you go get you some fin clips if you do not know how to fizz, because when you're fizzing a fish, it's hard to find that spot if you don't know what you're looking for, or if you're going through the mouth between the crushers. It's not always easy. So this week I was targeting out on the main channel with balls of bait. I would roam in the creeks looking for one specific fish. You can do that if you want to. It's kind of tough, but if you're looking for that bigger bite, that's what you have to do. Generally, on the balls of bait, I'm catching anywhere from 10 to 15 fish below those balls of bait, but they're all about 1.5 to 2.5 pounds, and the majority of them are spots. So not a lot of largemouth. Do catch largemouth in those sometimes, but just not a lot. I catch a lot of the largemouth roaming around. So another thing you want to target is brush piles. I've been seeing a lot of bass, a lot of largemouth around brush piles. Now, they're either in it or they're around it. You just have to kind of get them to come out with that A-rig, and then sometimes I get them to come out with A-rig, sometimes I just use the minnow. Just all depending on what I feel like they want, or whatever it is. So another thing I've been targeting is oak trees. I've been fishing oak trees with the A-rig. I'll get on those channels right there close to a bluff wall, or close to a deeper, I would say probably around 30 to 25 feet, and I'm throwing over the tops of that timber and just pulling them out that way. That's another way you can do it. Or if you don't want to use forward-facing sonar, you can go up to long tapering points. I'm going to show you on the graph here just a little bit. You can go up to long tapering points and throw you a wiggle wart or a tactical DD. I'm about to bring out all the baits that I'm going to show you that I use this week. Caught a lot of fish on them. You can generally catch some pretty nice fish on those long tapering points that are connected to the creek channel. They're pretty tight to the bottom. Like, you're just really trying to get them to react. Everyone thinks that you can't throw a big diving crankbait and just speed through them. You can. They're catchable. You can catch them. They will react to it. You just have to get out there and try it for yourself. I mean, it's an awesome bite. It's an easy bite. You just throw that thing out there, chunk and wind it, and stop it, you know, as fast as you can. So guys, that's all for the spots that I have to tell you. Like I said, I'm going to go up on the graph here just a little bit later and tell you the things that you're going to need to fish those long tapering points with the channels right by them. I love wiggle warts, and this one right here, this is the Phantom Green Blue Craw. You see that? It's got brown, kind of greenish, and then it's got blue on the bottom, and it's kind of translucent. You can kind of see through it. That is a good bait right there. That's a good one. The second one, I kind of switch back and forth, is the Phantom Craw. It's the Phantom Brown Orange Craw. Phantom Brown Orange Craw. And all this you can get at Modern Outdoor Tackle. They have it, okay? Phantom Brown Orange Craw is this color. You can see it's kind of red on top, and it's got that orange belly on the bottom. They really, really like that. Also, it's translucent. This is something that you need to keep in your arsenal. You can throw this along the bank. You can catch a ton of fish. You don't just have to go out there and do forward-facing sonar. If you just want to go out there and throw a wiggle wart all day, throw it on those long points up around, 10 feet, whatever. Start up there shallow. Some of those fish are still shallow. Don't know what it is, but, I was at Truman and catching fish on a frit side in 47-degree water, and they come out of 2 foot of water. So does that tell you anything? They're still shallow. Also, the Berkeley frit side. This thing is 8 up. That is the Ghost Morning Dawn. This is in the number 7. I like to throw this on a medium 7.2 medium action rod, fast tip. That's what you need. That's what I would use for this. So because it has treble hooks, you're gonna want to fight those fish a little bit frenzier. The other one that you want to use is the Tactical DD right here. That is it. This thing is a fish catcher. Okay, just go out there, have a 6.3. I got a 6.3 on there, and just I don't know the color of that one. It's this thing's 8 up too. You can just see the bite marks all over it. I mean, it's crazy. Like it has a ton of bite marks on it. It's 8 up. Not the reason why it's 8 up because I don't know anybody that's throwing a deep diving crankbait. That thing gets down around 18 feet. They're down there around 14, 15 feet, and that thing is coming across that rock, and as soon as it hits the rock and you stop it, they drill it. It's almost kind of like the same thing with the rock crawlers or the wiggle warts. They just, as soon as you stop it and then start again, they hammer it. Same thing with the frit side. I know I talked a little bit about last week or this week having different types of A-rigs tied on. This is the Flash Mob Junior. This is the one that I throw along with the Hog Farmer A-rig and the Diamond Flex rig. You want to keep these tubes. The reason being is because when you put it on your rod, or you want to store it away for the winter, you can still keep this tube, and it just flexes out just like that. So this one's a 4-blade. The Hog Farmer I got on it is a 2-blade, and the Flash Mob Junior that is a 4-blade as well. But here's the key to using the umbrella rig. You need to have totally different baits on all of them. I have 3 A-rigs tied on. If you can't have 3, try to have at least 2. The Yum Flash Mob Junior, it is only 14 bucks. The others are anywhere from $20 to $25. The Yum, it doesn't break the bank. I'm just saying, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, go with the Flash Mob Junior. So I pair those up with the Dirty Jigs right here, these guys. The reason why I like these with the A-rig, it just pairs up really, really well. This is a 3/16, that's what I use on all my A-rigs. It has a perfect fall rate. It doesn't fall too fast, doesn't fall too slow, and it's not heavy. Like, it's not super, super heavy. It's just a really good, and it has a really, really good keeper on it, as you can see, to keep your baits on there. And the reason why I like it also, it's not shiny. It's not got the flash on it like these Queen tungsten heads, these for your minnows. That's why I like to use this. There's not a lot of flash. It's got a smaller hook on it, but it can bring in those big ones. So go get you some Dirty Jigs head, pair them with those A-rigs. Yeah, you'll really, really like it, and it won't wear you out all day long. I like to use shad. This is called shad from Crush City. They're awesome baits. This is the 3-inch. Yeah, this is the 3-inch. I always go with the 3-inch. If I switch down to a spinning rod and I get the Hog Farmer, the Microflex, I'll use 2.5s. Okay, so if you go down to the Microflex and you're throwing it on, you can throw it on regular baitcaster rods. It's super light. You want to downsize your weight, probably to 1/4, 1/4, and use a 2.7. So that's another reason why I like Dirty Jigs, because you can actually, the same hook, you can put it on the 2.75s, the 3-inch, and the 4-inch. Just works really, really good. So the Mooch minnow I've been using right here, it is the shad color. Once again, shad color. This color is very, very hot right now. I have been using blue pearl shad or electric shad and Tennessee shad. Those 3 colors that I use. Sometimes they want the Tennessee shad. Sometimes they want the blue pearl shad or electric shad, I guess you could say. Or sometimes they just want the shad. You just have to figure out which one and which color that they're really, really committing to. Here's one of the things that I see people do mistakes on A-rigs, is they throw that thing out there, and when they throw that thing out there, they're starting to reel it, and all of a sudden they see a fish coming after it, and then it's like they stop it. Don't stop. Just keep reeling. Keep reeling. As soon as that fish gets a little bit closer, reel a little bit faster, and then faster, and then faster, and then finally he'll just catch up with it. You don't want them to get a good look at it, is what I'm trying to say. Don't let them get a peek at it. If you see a fish that's on bottom, make sure that you throw that thing way past it, okay? So that you can bring it by him in a pretty nice speed. He will dart after it. They call sharking it. That's what they will do. You just have to throw it way past them and bring that thing by them pretty fast, okay? What I've been throwing with the Mooch minnow is a 1/2 ounce, or I use the 5/8 ounce, which is the Queen tackle. We are sold out of the ghost heads. I prefer the ghost heads by Queen tackle. This has a little bit more shiny. I think the shininess they're getting away from the shininess. That ghost Queen head, it looks rustic. It's kind of grayish. It blends in with the bait very, very well. I think it's just a great great jig head. They've done very, very well with that new jig head. So go get you some Ghost, 1/2 ounce and 5/8, because you're going to be fishing deep with these. If you're fishing anywhere in 15 to 10 feet of water, you're going to want to go down to a 3/16, okay, is what I would use, or a 1/8 ounce, because you don't want that splash. You don't want it to fall down there that fast, and you want to keep it above their heads. Keep it above them. They're looking up. Keep it above them. So, all right, so I'm going to go over here on the graph and kind of show you guys what I was targeting with the wiggle warts and the tactical DD and the frit side, okay? So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I was talking about long tapering points with the channel really, really close to it, right? So here's what you're gonna wanna look for. See how this point comes out right here? Right through here? So you got the channel right by it. Sometimes these bass will, a lot of these times these bass will set right up in here, okay? Also, don't be afraid to go down to this next one, okay? It sticks out a little bit farther. Stay in that 18 to 15 foot range. Sometimes I'll go back here and I'll pick off a 2.5 pounder somewhere around in here, like a secondary point. You just got to stick close to that stuff, okay? Let's get you another one. Right here is key, because this one is very, very close, right? So a lot of these bass are pulling up in here, feeding on the fish, the bait fish, or crawfish, whatever it may be. They're going up there to eat crawfish. You'll just set your boat out here and you'll throw across. And you'll just kind of fan cast all through here until you get a bite, okay? This is a tactic that you kind of want to move really, really fast. I will say, like this place right here, I've caught a lot of fish out of it. See this saddle? Sometimes I'll position my boat right in here through the yellow, and I'll throw in this saddle and throw across it and work my baits back through here. I'll work them up on top through here. I'll work them in this shallow part through here, and I'll usually catch 2 or 3 good ones through there, okay? Here's another one. You know, see the long tapering point coming out? Here you got your creek channel, and you got your channel. These bass are going to set right up in here through here. You can throw a jerkbait up in there too. You know, I just haven't thrown a jerkbait. I'm not really, I'm not confident with it. I've only caught a handful of fish with a jerkbait, and I'm just not confident with the jerkbait, but I'm very confident with a jig. You can throw a jig up there, the tactical DD, a wiggle wart, you know, and don't be scared to throw up here in the red stuff. Those fish, they will be sticking tight, and they're very, very tight to the bottom. Okay. Let's see other places that I've been throwing the wiggle wart. This is almost like a bluff wall, right? And there's usually a lot of timber through here, like in places like this. I will start right out here and throw up in this point, and then I will parallel my boat and I will fish along through here. Like I said, I will get as close as I can to the bank, and I will parallel that thing and just throw that wiggle wart or the frit side, whatever I feel confident at the time. And I will start, once I get to almost to the end, I'll start making my way throughout here and throwing up and across through here. And I'll usually catch 1 or 2 bass that are sticking in there. You can see that there's a brush ball right there. So, but anyways, stuff like that, you know, right here too. These fish, they move. So you just want to parallel this, start out here, throw up there, and then start working your way paralleling down these banks. Like I said, stick real tight to it, even when it's really shallow. I like stuff like this. This is my favorite when I see like the red comes way, way out, because I know that there's going to be fish up in there. You can also come out here and work your A-rig across the tops of these timber. There's timber through here. You can just work it all through there, okay? Where's another one? Oops. Another great example, creek channel. long tapering point. Sometimes I'll set up out here, or I'll go to this other side and I'll throw across here and coming back. But usually 99% of the time I'm out here in the deep, throwing across and working my baits back. So don't forget, sometimes you want to come to this other side, especially when it's red like this. Sometimes these bass won't set up out here. They'll transition from over here and they'll sit right in here. And whatever it is, they like this side sometimes, especially I think if the wind's blowing really, really hard against this bank, they'll transition themselves up on the other side and they'll ambush plankton, you know, not plankton, but like crawfish or shad that come across this point, and they'll sit right up in here, right around in there. Okay. Here you go. It's like a road bed. You can throw that tactical DD way out here and just work it back. You just have to kind of pick your side, kind of see how they're set up and what they're doing, stuff like that. You know, same thing right here on this point. I think you gotta, no, the creek channel's over there. Okay, so no. Let's just go over here. Sometimes I like to get up on these bluff walls right here and just start at one end and put the trolling motor on 7 or 8 when it's constantly going, and I'll speed through here as fast as I can, and usually I can pick up, you know, 4 to 5 fish as close as I can, and I can usually cover that water right there in probably about, I want to say about 15 to 20 minutes. I can cover this whole bluff wall on that time frame and pick up couple keeper fish if I needed to. Okay. Okay. Right here. You got long tapering points, creek channel. You got a saddle. Bigger fish like to sit and stuff like this, okay? So you really want to pay attention to that, all right? All right, guys, well, that's all I'm going to show you on the graph. Just remember to hit those long tapering points and those bluff walls. Stick real tight to them, parallel them. You know, fish all the way around. So if you was fishing this, come in here, really, really tight, fish it all out. You can usually fish your umbrella rig right out here too. If it's a partner deal, I say one of you throw a wiggle wart and the other one throw an A-rig, and one of you focus on out deep and the other one you focus on shallow, and just work your way around this point. And then once you get done, just head on out and go search for another one. Okay. All right. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll talk some more. So guys, that's all I really have for you this week. Go out and get you some wiggle warts at Modern Outdoor Tackle. Get you that Phantom Brown Orange, the Phantom Green Blue Craw. Get you a Mob Flash Junior. Get you a Diamond Flex Rig. Go get you some Dirty Jigs Guppy heads in the 3/16 ounce. And go get you some Mooch minnows, shad. Just get you a lot of Mooch minnows and mayors and experiment. Sometimes, like I said, on the Mooch minnow, I go back from the shad to the baby 2Z to, if I can get them, the Sock Yo Mama shad is what I call them. The Sock Yo Mama shad. Sakamata shad. So I usually use Arkansas shiner or Tennessee shiner or something like that. So I just use different kind of colors just to throw them off. That's what you have to do. You kind of have to throw them off their game a little bit. So guys, that's all I have this week. I hope this helps you out. So we're going to get into this week's Faith Talk. All right. If you don't have a journal, I have a journal. I write all my scriptures in it. And this is how I study the Word of God. You know, I read through the Bible, pick out a scripture that kind of sticks to me, and I kind of meditate on it through that week. So this week we're in the book of John, chapter 16, verse 33. And it says, I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth, you will have many trials, and sorrows. But take heart, because I have overcome the world. All right, guys. We're going to dive deep into this. You know, let's just say this. Did Jesus encounter trials? Yes, he did. Did he have people betray him? Yes, he did. Judas. Did the devil tempt him? Yes, he did. So why wouldn't that happen to you? The same thing that happened to Jesus is the same thing that's happened to you. God's not turning his back on you. He is there. I'm going to tell you guys, I have learned more in the pain and in the trials of life than I ever have on the mountaintop. I haven't learned a single thing on the mountaintop. I probably learned one thing, and that is to be humble. When you're on the mountaintop, stay humble, because if you don't, God will humble you. I'm going to tell you guys, there has been times in my life where me and my wife, we didn't know how we was going to pay the bills. It's happened here recently. We didn't know how we was going to do it, but we did it. We didn't do it. God did it. God blessed us. He always comes through. So, and I will say this, whatever God has anointed you to do and gave you whatever, for whatever reason, he's anointed you, and whatever he has for you, that will come to pass. It will come in time. But you are going to face a lot of trials. You're going to be tested on your faith. You're going to be tested on your integrity. You're going to be tested on your character. And you're going to be tested on your finances. Like, do you trust God enough that, hey, we're going to tithe this week. Don't know how we're going to make the bills, but we're going to tithe this week. I promise you, when you do that, God will show up, and he blesses you big time, because you have given him everything. It says in the Bible, give him the first 10. Give him the first 10. See what happens. I know finances are a big struggle for everyone, especially in these days and age, and it's tough to just tithe. But guys, God loves you, and I promise you, he will see you through it. He is right there with you. If God went through all of that, what makes you think that you're not going to go through it? Because if Jesus went through it, you're going to go through it. So don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on that new promotion. Don't give up on your marriage. And don't give up on that friendship. You know, there's times in life that, you know, I've had great friends that were only meant to be with me for a season. And don't get frustrated if one of those friends falls off, because where you're going, you know, that friend can't come. It might be, God might see something that might hinder you from trying to follow your dreams or to try to make something of yourself. So guys, Jesus says it best. It was in red. Take heart, for I have overcome the world. Today you have victory. Tomorrow you have victory. I promise you, every day is victory. You just have to see the blessings. You have to see everything in a different way. You have to be different, and different is good. You know, I people have said a bunch of mean things about me that aren't true. You know, like, I don't know what I'm doing, or this guy, you know, they're just people on a keyboard just saying horrible things that they don't know what they're saying. And I don't get a lot of that. There's only certain few, but guys, I pray for those people, and I wish I knew who they were so I could bless them. You know, this sport of bass fishing it's been nothing but complainers, and I'm tired of the complaining, and I want to bring light to the sport. I think the bass fishing saved my life, and it's given me a new purpose, a new perspective, a new outlook on life. And sometimes we just need to be in the wilderness where Jesus is, and that's where always Jesus was. He was always doing something. He was always out doing something to better someone else's life. And I think that's how we need to live. So guys, I hope this helps you this week. I hope this encourages you. Like I said, take a loved one fishing. Who knows? He might be the next Kevin Van Dam. Whatever you feed into someone, they will get out of it. But guys, every day, start your day off with the Word of God, and then after that, pray. Just pray to Him. If you don't know how to pray, just say, thank you, God, for today. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for my marriage. Thank you for all the things that you've given me. That's all you have to say, and that's all He wants to hear from you. He just wants to hear from you just a little bit out of His day. He wants to know that you put Him first. If you put God first in your life, Jesus will come through in a mighty, mighty way. And I know it's hard to see sometimes when all the stuff that we're going through. There's been times in life, that I've tithed and I've been serving people and I've been doing these things and I've been doing that, and it's just all of a sudden, where are you? Where are you? And Jesus is like, I'm right here. I'm right here. But take heart. I have overcome the world. You will overcome this. I will get you through it. I will see you through it. And there's a blessing on the other side. So guys, I love you here at the Hines house. So we will see you next week on Table Rock Fishing Report.